Okay, so today's lecture is on the effects of media, and a lot of you kids are going at a field trip, so I make sure to put this online, so just watch the video. We're taking notes on lined paper, so this comes right after assignment 19, so my period 5 kids, there is an assignment 19 called Crazy Points, which takes up 1 page if you want to leave that blank. And then this is assignment 20, 3.15, the effects of the media. And what we're going to be looking at today is 2 ways that the media influences politics. So today we're going to look at the effects of the media and their influence on politics. I think our bell work is kind of a good example of that, what's happening to Ben Carson right now. And your little summary is explain 2 ways the media can influence politics. All right, so there is a symbiotic relationship between the government and the media. What does symbiotic mean? It's like that shark that has like the little fish following him around, right? And they like work together. Is that a good example? Or do you know what I'm talking about when I use it? Is it the bird? What does the bird do? Oh, with the hippo. Okay, yeah. Okay, the hippo and the bird.
No, isn't that whale?
Isn't it a
Rhino. Rhino, not hippo.
No,
It
it's
is.
a bird and a crocodile.
Oh my God. Oh, this could go on forever. Okay. Tiger and monkey.
That makes more sense, though. Giraffe.
Okay, I'm gonna settle on it's a rhino and a bird, I think, because the hippo would go in the water and then the bird would be like, what? So, there is a relationship between the government and the press. They need each other, okay? Just like the hippo and the bird need each other. Oh, damn it. Okay. Journalists need politicians to inform and entertain their audiences, and politicians need journalists in order to get elected, to be popular. So it's a symbiotic relationship. They need each other to survive. Can I go? Hey, boop, boop. Oh. If you watch House of Cards, you'd be like, oh, by me showing these 2 pictures. But to everyone else, it means nothing. She's the media journalist, and he's in the House of Representatives, and he uses her to his advantage. And she uses him to her advantage, too. Watch the show. Not yet. He's in the House of Reps. It's very R-rated. I mean, don't watch it because I recommend... Uh-oh, this is on YouTube. Never mind. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Okay, the roles of the media. They are the gatekeeper. They help set the topics of conversation. They set the national agenda. That agenda can be something stupid like Ben Carson's resume and his violence in his childhood. It can be something stupid, or it can be something important. If the media is really talking a bunch about immigration, they can help push an issue to the forefront so that the House of Reps and the Senate will have to deal with this and maybe pass a law. So the more that they talk about something, the more they can make something a part of the agenda. So I think somewhere on this test, I saw a test question that's like, what does it mean, like national agenda? And what it means is like the bills that are actually being passed on a day-to-day basis. So maybe a little sub-note I would write on here, media can influence what bills are passed or even talked about. For instance, there was that little sleazeball that bought a medicine company and he changed the price from $10 a pill to $800 or something. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Imagine if the media made such a big deal about it. They talked about it for 3 weeks that the government had to do something and they passed a law. That's the way that the media can sometimes impact stuff. I don't know why I can't come up with a better example of something that actually did happen. It's failing me right now. But imagine if they did pass a law as related to that so that nobody could do that. That would be the media setting the national agenda. Boop, boop. All right, another one, there's scorekeeper. So we have gatekeeper, now we have scorekeeper. If you're a highlighting type of person, you should highlight gatekeeper, highlight scorekeeper. They keep track, in the scorekeeper instance, they keep track and help make political reputations. They keep score. We know that Trump is leading in the early states, but Carson has a national lead on the Republican side. We know that Bernie Sanders is 30 or 20 points down to Hillary. We know this because they're the scorekeeper. The media keeps track of all this. If we take away the media, Can you imagine? We wouldn't know who was leading. We just have to vote with our heart. Ugh. Disgusting. Can you imagine a world, though, where you didn't know who had the momentum right now? Who would you guess? You might not guess the same person. Bobby Jindal. Maybe it's Bobby Jindal who's got the momentum. So we already know that the media follows things in a very horse race manner, and that they report on who's winning instead of like the issues that matter. Boop. Really? Okay. Another role of the media is watchdog. The media scrutinize people, places, and events. They help expose government corruption, like Watergate or the Iran-Contra scandal with Reagan, or the Pentagon Papers in the Vietnam War, or WikiLeaks, or all that stuff. Or Edward Snowden. They expose things that maybe our government doesn't want us to know, but it helps keep our government more accountable. They also scrutinize people. They say, I can't believe Obama said this or that. I can't believe Carson said this in his book when it wasn't really true. So they're the watchdog. And it's not a completely bad thing. I know the Carson thing might be a bad example, but like they point out things that we really should know, like the Watergate scandal and stuff. The media is completely responsible for Nixon's downfall, and he deserved it because he did some bad stuff as president. Without the media, that never would have happened. So they help keep our politicians accountable. All right, media is most influential at the agenda setting phase, like bringing something up. They help us understand issues by issue framing. So once something is on the national agenda, they help allow us to understand it. Like I would really have no understanding of that Trans-Pacific Partnership Pact if not for the media explaining some stuff. They allow for a certain degree of sameness, so that people in Alabama hopefully are getting the same kind of coverage on stuff as people in California are. But remember that all these channels, their main goal is to make money. And so they're going to follow the scandalous stories and ignore the boring stuff for the most part. And they will cut away and show, Bieber gets a DUI right in the middle of a President Obama speech. Because money. All right. Oh, no, it's okay. Go ahead. Boop, boop. So the nature of the media, they also provide a forum for the candidate to build up their image. So the candidates use the media to their advantage. I'm sure we know this. They do things like photo opportunities. When that lady, what's her name? I already forgot her name. The one that refused to issue marriage. Kim Davis. When she refused to do that, Huckabee flew down there and supported her, right as she was released from jail. He was doing a photo op so that he could stand right next to her, and then anyone that supported her would associate him, and he would gain popularity. That's a photo op. It's a very controlled thing. Or they go hunting, and they've got the gun, and it's all like cheesy, and they're holding it on their shoulder. Or Clinton goes to like a Planned Parenthood or something. So they do stuff that appeals to their party or the people that are going to vote by doing these photo opportunities. Boop, boop. And we've learned about linkage institutions. I had you write it down specifically the other day. We know the media acts as a linking mechanism between the government and us. So I mock them. I mock the media for being dumb sometimes, but it's absolutely necessary. Did it go forward? Oh. It all makes sense. Okay, boop, boop. The media helps contribute to this modern-day candidate-centered type of campaign that we have. So, the modern-day campaigns are all about the person. They're all about Trump. They're all about Hillary. It's less about party, and the media helps contribute to that. And the media helps contribute to the fact that you need a lot of money to campaign successfully today. We count commercials and advertisements as part of the media too. Martin O'Malley, how's he doing? How's Martin O'Malley doing?
Who?
That guy. You saying who says a lot. Poor Martin O'Malley.
Did you watch this?
As a result, As a result of media, we have an increased role of campaign consultants. These are people that you pay. You watch movies about them, right? The Woody Harrelson character in the Sarah Palin movie, the bald guy. Or in the Ides of March. What's that guy's name as an actor?
Oh, in that new movie that.
Oh, Philip Seymour Hoffman, but then the guy underneath him too. They're like media experts, right? And they try to spin stuff. What were you going to say?
There's this new movie coming out about the campaign manager with what's her name?
Yeah, what is that movie
Sandra
called?
Bullock.
What's the movie called?
Actually, it already came out. Bomb. And it bombed.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll look it up. I have heard about that movie. I'll probably watch it just because I'm dorky, but it might not be very good.
It's about like the election in like Argentina.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's about like a South American election.
For sure?
Yeah.
Oh, this makes for a bad YouTube video of me having this conversation, but I'll need to check it out. So things have become less about the party, like the Democrat Party telling the presidents how to run, and more about the campaign itself. And the campaigns have big differences between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. They're running for the same spot, the Democratic nomination, but they have drastically different campaigns. And so they put an emphasis on polls and focus groups. You know what a focus group is? You get a room full of people like you guys, and then you ask them questions. What do you think about legalizing marijuana? How would you feel about that? And they kind of take the pulse of the group so that they can learn how Americans think and feel. Okay, we know that the White House and really a lot of people in office, they can manipulate the media and use it as an electronic throne. Really, the only time I see electronic throne is talking about the president. So they can do photo ops, sound bites. Spin control means after something's already happened, they try to spin it a certain way. So they get their consultants out there in front of the microphone, in front of the cameras, and they try to spin it like, no, you misunderstood. Here's what he thinks. They try to spin it. They do staged events. A trial balloon. Have we seen that word anywhere? Do I need an explanation? You don't know what it is. Okay. Should I wait for you to get there before I start talking about it? Okay. And then number 6, they go public. The president can take his case directly to the people. If Congress won't pass some law, the president can travel around and try to get them on board and tell them, pressure your congressman to bring up this bill. So I'll talk about trial balloons in just a second. A trial balloon is like when the candidates want to know how people feel about something like marijuana legalization, they kind of test it out privately. So they're running like a little trial balloon to see like how do people feel about this thing, and they maybe do some polls or something. They ask some questions to people about how they feel about it so they can test out and see whether they want to take that position publicly. So it's like they're running a little trial balloon. One of the things we notice about the media is they have a really they do really negative coverage of Congress. And they portray Congress as getting in the way of the president a lot. So they show Congress as obstructionist. And they want, as if Congress wants to foil the president's plans. I know, right? I mean, it's kind of true too, but the media does show it that way. Okay, we already kind of know this, but there is emphasis on sensationalism. If you're the media, you want to report on the stories that are exciting and fun and scandalous. You want to tear somebody down if you have the chance. You want to build them back up if that's, take a chance on that. So it creates this kind of feeding frenzy when a story is hot. The media can definitely shape. Actually, I saw a great example. Did you guys hear that Obama has vetoed or said we are not going to allow for the Keystone Pipeline?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, that was kind of big news. The Keystone Pipeline is that oil pipeline that we're going to build from Canada to the Gulf of Mexico. It would go all the way through the middle of America. And then I saw how many other pipelines have been built in all this time. And it kind of shows that the media really overplayed this Keystone thing. Let me see if I can pull it up. One thing that when you think about it, you'd probably be like, oh yeah, that is true, is that there's way less media coverage of the Supreme Court than there is of the presidency and Congress. way less coverage. Part of that, there's no cameras allowed in the Supreme Court. So we've never had any video of any of these cases that I've talked about, Brown v. Board or even the gay marriage case last summer. There's no video of this at all. Part of that is because they try to keep the Supreme Court just completely separated, and they want it to be not influenced by media and politics at all. Can you write down court doesn't want to be influenced by media at all? Okay, when is the media most influential? They're most influential in the primaries versus the general election, and they're most influential on undecided voters. Most people make up their mind before July, August of next year. Most people will have their mind made up. But if you're undecided, then I guess it has a bigger impact on you. All right, the media is getting more and more reliant on technology and the internet, and candidates are using the media or the internet for more fundraising and communicating with their public. MySpace. Websites like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I think the candidates probably even have Instagrams. Shoot, for all I know, they have Snapchats. I don't know. Do they? They do. Do they really? I mean, you would think if you want to reach the young people, that the 18 to 20-year-olds got to have some Snapchat. The notes are done. So write a 3-sentence summary to answer the question.